Hi gamers, OzGamer82 or Andrew back at you with another video, and today I'm doing a video response for robcarollgaming. He uploaded a pretty interesting video talking about what games will we remember in 30 years time from this generation. So he was mostly focusing on PS3 and Xbox 360, and he did a lot of comparisons to Nintendo franchises as well. So basically he brought up some interesting points. For the most part I don't really agree with them, and I definitely wanted to get my opinions out there. So he did a lot of comparing to Nintendo franchises and pretty much saying that a lot of stuff on the PS3 and 360 won't be as well remembered in 30 years time as a lot of the Mario and Zelda titles. Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I mean, as much as I love Nintendo, they're a fantastic company, especially for their exclusive games. They pretty much rehash the same series over and over. The only one that I can honestly think of that they pretty much changed the formula around probably the most would be the Metroid franchise. That started off as a side-scrolling, like 2D side-scrolling platformer with exploration. Then we had the first-person shooter of the Metroid Prime games, and then they changed it up again with Metroid Other M. Apart from that, pretty much every other Nintendo franchise just follows the same formula for each game. Zelda does it, sure, different graphic styles, different settings and locations, but essentially it's a very similar game to the previous one. The same with the Mario franchise. I love Mario to death, you guys know that, and you know, I pretty much am excited when any new Mario game comes out, but I am honest with it and I am aware that it is pretty much the same game from the last one. Prime example of that is the new Super Mario Bros. Series. It's essentially been the exact same game since the first one came out on the DS. They did change it up a little bit with the 3DS title, which they really needed to do. But I think a lot of Nintendo franchises, as amazing they are, it probably sounds like I'm bashing Nintendo. I'm not. I'm just being realistic here. They don't really change a lot of the games a lot of the times. And when you were sort of saying that a lot of the PS3 titles and 360 titles are nothing new, I couldn't quite understand how you were saying that, but then you weren't really saying that about the Nintendo first party stuff. I reckon there is a ton of awesome first party games for the PS3 and 360 that are going to be remembered in 30 years time. Gears of War is a prime example of how to do a third-person shooter excellently. Now, granted, I am not a Gears of War fan at all. I do respect it for what it is, and you know, that's done a lot for the third-person shooter. Halo 3, one of this generation's best first-person shooter games, both for campaign and online. After Halo 3, I think the Halo series has gone down dramatically. Call of Duty 4 pretty much revolutionized the first-person shooter genre for this generation, graphically and especially for online multiplayer. That really kicked that off really well, and it's a fantastic game. The Uncharted series I think is a fantastic third-person action adventure, especially Uncharted 2. Honestly, Uncharted 2 in my opinion is the PS3's best exclusive game, and I think in 30 years time it's easily still going to be remembered as one of the greatest games, not only of this generation but of all time. Little Big Planet is another major example of how Sony pretty much reinvented the platform genre, especially online. I can't think of another platform game that has had such a massive online community as Little Big Planet has, with all the custom created levels out there. Come on, they have done a fantastic job. Media Molecule with Little Big Planet. How can you think that game won't be remembered in 30 years' time? It's done so much for the platform genre. So they're just a few examples. Heavy Rain is another great example. I mean, there's pretty much no other game this generation like it. It's a very, very unique experience. Yeah, I think there is a ton of fantastic games that are going to be remembered in 30 years' time that are just as good as some of the Nintendo franchises. God of War is another one. Now, you compared God of War to pretty much be a clone of Zelda. Yeah. I don't think so. They're two completely different games in my opinion. The only thing, in my opinion, that they have similarity with is they're both third-person action-adventure games. That is it. Apart from that, I see no similarity between God of War and Zelda at all. They're two completely different games, pretty much. But that's pretty much all I really have to say on it. As much as I respect your opinions, Rob, I've got to say I don't really agree with a lot of stuff you said. I think this generation has pulled out some absolutely fantastic games and some truly memorable ones as well. So that's pretty much it. If you feel like doing a video response, definitely link it to robcarollgaming's video, and if you feel like leaving a comment, please do so. I'm definitely keen to hear everyone's opinions on this. Definitely let me know what you think. I think it's a pretty interesting topic, and I'm glad that you brought it up, Rob. So that does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.